On October 12th and 13th, I went to Lakewood Theater in Madison to witness not a play as one might expect, but a paranormal investigation. For years, since the early 1900s, Lakewood has been known as a summer theater for many famous actors. Many local people, however, have known about many strange happenings. The place, they thought, was haunted. Edith Felt, a psychic investigator from Lisbon, and her A-team from throughout Maine took 2 days to explore the possible phenomenon with both their natural psychic talents and modern direction instruments. To check the place out, Susan Quinn, co-owner and director of costumes at Lakewood, will give us a very brief history of the theater and its outlying buildings. Edita will then talk of her investigative plans, and we will watch the members of her team as they apply their knowledge and their intuition in seeking out paranormal entities and spirits. If it is true that we are more than mortal humans, but rather eternal spirits as well, there seems to be a lot of justice in the fact that we are truly created equal. The first member of the investigating team to arrive was Hank Mosher. His specialty was using dowsing rods to detect energy lines around the building's perimeter. He also used an EMF meter inside to measure possible psychic energy.
Trying to roughly profile a building from the outside. We're dowsing for energy lines or residual emotions, or oftentimes there's earth energy lines that we're just beginning to understand. But we have found that they are intelligent, they understand us to the point that they will move if we ask them to. When you think of those implications, and it's all invisible and it's all around us, probably every house is a surround. And I'm very curious to what we're going to find here in this place.
Okay, welcome to Lakewood Theater. My name is Susan Quinn. I'm the president of the corporation and also in charge of costumes. Lakewood Theater is the oldest continuously running summer theater in the United States. It has a long history. Herbert Sweat started the theater in 1901 when The Private Secretary, the first play, was produced here. As he grew the business by the 30s, a lot of young actors came, stayed here on a residential basis, and produced plays in the evening, rehearsed, and played around the grounds during the daytime. We've had many famous people. One of my favorites is Margaret Hamilton, better known as the Wicked Witch of the West. She spent a summer here. Aunt Bee from Mayberry was here. Lucille Ball. Now we produce shows here with local talent. It's no longer a professional theater, but it's a very fine regional community theater, and we have had all different abilities on our stage, from newcomers to professionals, and we have been producing shows here since 1985. Okay, this is the Lakewood Inn restaurant. It was started in 1927 to feed all the people that stayed here. As the theater developed, guest cottages for the public were built, and they needed some place to eat, and so this was built in 1927 to feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. As the restaurant went on, it also fed the actors and stars later in the day. In the 50s, it became for general public to come in and have dinners and go to the theater, as well as feeding the people that stayed on the premises. As the theater changed in what they were doing, so did the restaurant. This is the shanty building. It was started in the early part of the 20th century to be a concession stand, newsstand, another place to eat light lunches and to hang out. And it was available to the guests and also to the actors. Over the years, it did many different things, styles of feeding the people as times changed. And it stopped being a concession stand about 10 years ago when we decided to use the front part of the building for our young performers camp and a rehearsal hall for the theater in the evenings. It also now houses the costume shop, storage, and the upholstery shop where we store and refurbish furniture for the stage. This is one of the outbuildings. It's been used for different kinds of shops and workspaces over the years. When we started here in 1985, it had been used as a costume shop, and we continued using it as a costume shop. And this is where I had my first experience with the friends at the theater. And I was looking for a costume that I desperately wanted for a character, and I could not find it. I had several people help me look through the racks of clothing to see if it was there. We could not find it. I had to do an alternate plan. We continued through the summer. We closed up the shop and came back the next spring, and the robe was hanging on a rack with all by itself, with about 2 feet of empty rods on either side of it, and that's when I knew we weren't really alone.
You asked me why I'm here at Lakewood. I'm Adita Felt, and I'm here at Lakewood because I came to meet the spirits. I like to meet spirits. I like to find out what they have to tell me about the past and times that were here before. I'm a closet historian, so it's just a lot of fun for me to talk to people who used to be here and have been gone for a long time. The reason that I wanted to come to Lakewood is that I have been coming to Madison Spiritualist Camp for the last 7 years, and I serve there as a medium and I speak there. And every time I come, someone says to me, well, you really should go to Lakewood Theater because all kinds of stuff is hanging around there and all sorts of stuff is happening there. And I'm always like, well, yeah, sure. And so I think about it, I never get it done. Well, this year, in 2014, it has finally happened. And here I am at Lakewood, and I'm here with the A-team, and I want to find out if it is in fact haunted. If it is haunted, who's haunting it? I want to find out if if it's just leftover feelings and emotions, because leftover emotions and feelings can fill up a place as if it were haunted, or whether there are some earthbound folks here that need help to get to the other side. I want to find out, because if as much stuff is happening here as seems to be happening here, then it possibly could be a vortex here. I don't know. I'm just really interested to find out what's going on. And I'm keeping an open mind, and I'm bringing my devices and my mediumship with me. And other people on the team have other specialties. We are the A-team. This is a spirit box, and I'm going to tell you what it does, Pete, okay? In my right hand, I'm holding a spirit box, or otherwise known as a Frank box, and in my left hand, I'm holding a recording device, a digital voice recorder. What I'm doing, the spirit box scans frequencies, radio frequencies, because spirits can use the electromagnetic energy to have their voices get a little bit of oomph so that we can actually hear them with our physical ears, as opposed to hearing them with the ears we hear spirit with. So what I do is I turn this on, hold it on, and I like to do it on the FM. It goes on FM or AM. It sweeps, and you can do sweep forward or sweep reverse. You can do a sweep rate. It also has a backlight. This is the backlight so that you can see it better. and volume goes up and down. And we use this when we're doing any kind of investigation where we have reason to believe that there are probably spirits that would like to try to communicate but might be having trouble doing that. Now, it doesn't have a recorder, so we use this with it. And I'm going to pull up the antenna on this. With the antenna on it, we can get even more electromagnetic energy. It's called a Frank box or frequency sweep radio. It's called a Frank box because the man who invented its name was Frank. That was his last name. And we have to record what comes through on a recording device because there's no way to put it on the radio yet. No one has the technology to do that yet. So we always bring with us the spirit boxes or Frank boxes. We usually have an EMF meter with us, and Hank went to get the EMF meter. And we usually have infrared cameras with us, and we have regular cameras as well. So we have set some infrared cameras up on the stage inside, and when we go tonight, we will start them, and when we come back tomorrow, we'll shut them off, and then Mike Sangelo will go through the footage on the camera to see if anything was picked up on the infrared camera overnight.
Ironically, the next day when we showed up early, and Mike tried to retrieve the information that would have been gathered by the infrared camera pointed towards the audience area of the theater for the whole night before. For some reason, unknown at this time, the computer balked and did not want to give up any of that information. And he tried for quite a while to retrieve that information to no avail. Mystery, I don't know.
Do you know how far back the history of the spiritualist camp in Lakewood Theater go?
Not really. And the reason for that is because I'm a paranormal investigator. And when you're a paranormal investigator, you don't want to know very much about the history. So when we're doing an investigation, we try not to get information that might somehow seep through in the kind of work that we do here. When you're a medium, you don't want that information, and when you're a paranormal investigator, you don't want that information either. I just knew that at one point this was a spiritualist church or gathering place or something like that, and that it was sold and became a theater. But that people would say, oh, there's all kinds of stuff happening there, and I'd be like, well, what kind of stuff? And they'd say, oh, just all kinds of stuff. So I'm really not sure what's been happening here. It's just that it has a reputation for being haunted, and so I want to check it out.
Adita explains how she and her team protect the integrity of their investigation by gathering as little information as possible about the site or history of the past. I might add that two members of the team, Diane and Jenny Dorian, were unable to attend the first day. Jenny was a specialist who detected and photographed orbs, globe-shaped luminous spheres of energy. You'll see them later in the show.
You were asking how much we know about a place before we come in. One of the things that we do is we ask the people at the site that we're going to make a list of different things that have happened to different people on the site over the years, and try to get it dated as closely as possible as to how the event happened. Put it on a piece of paper, date it, put it in a sealed envelope, and hold it and keep that envelope until after we've done the investigation, because we don't want to know, we don't want that kind of stuff coming up for us, and we just want to deal with it afterwards. And then we'll match up what it is that we have picked up or found out, both from the instrument viewpoint and from the mediumship viewpoint, and we'll meet with the owner and talk with the owners, with the Quinns here, about what we found and see how that matches up with what people have experienced here over the years. Well, the first time I came here, I parked my car over here, and I was immediately drawn to this window up here. And I went up to that window and I could feel a lot of energy and somebody waiting, waiting, waiting. And I wanted to find for myself whether that is a leftover energy or whether that's actually a spirit up there. And I found out that it's in the ladies' room and we have a camera. That's the room you've got a camera planted in to see if we get anything up there. So that's one of the areas that I find quite interesting about this place. So,
Going up to look at hot spots.
anybody here with anything to share with us? We're in the upstairs office, over the main office. Could you speak again, please? Could you tell us your name? I'm not getting anything in reply. I'm going to check out this room. I am getting that it's a watchman, but I'm not hearing that on the spirit box. I'm hearing that as a medium, that there's a watchman that's still here. Someone that used to be the watchman here. Is no longer in the earthly realm, so to speak. Can you speak to us? Anything you want us to know? That was very faint. Can you make it a little louder? Will you meet us on the stage for a circle in a little while? We're going to do a what they used to call a seance, what they call a circle these days. Would you be willing to do that? Okay. All right. So, Hank,
Yes.
over in this area,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have to go around this camera.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay. Could you say that again, please? So we've got some voice activity here in this office. I couldn't really identify whether it was male or female, though. Could you repeat that, please?
I heard something.
I did too. It sounded like a male voice to me. Okay. Will you come with us to the circle on the stage?
I think I heard a yes.
Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna go under here. Here in this window is the energy where I was feeling the waiting, I'm waiting, type of energy.
Beautiful picture behind you. I wonder if that's supposed to be Tatagi.
Don't know. Looks like it might be. So,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
yeah, it's a very strong energy.
Mm.
And I want to identify whether that's a leftover energy, say a time slip or something like that, or whether it's actually a spirit person standing here. So, is there anybody here standing by this window?
And I got also with him was Julie.
So a lot of what we're picking up today feels like it's leftover feelings and emotions from people who used to come here. And by the way, when I was here the last week in September, I did go through and sage mist the entire place.
Oh, wow, okay.
So what we've got left here now is purely strongest, yes. So it's the strongest stuff that's left behind.
I was told to come over here and sit in this chair,
Okay, well,
and I'm trying to sense and understand why. And I think what I'm picking up on is a relatively elderly lady who, once she got in the chair, sort of like went, just relaxed.
And said, I'm not going anywhere till I have to.
Yes, and part of it was because she was getting to be, it was getting to be physically difficult for her to move around in her elderly age. And part of it is she's really looking forward to watching the play. And part of it is she's away from the cares at home.
Do you have a sense of whether she's a spirit or whether it's leftover emotions? So is this a visit, is this someone who's just comes and goes, or, well, we haven't talked about the difference.
I sense definitely leftover emotions.
Okay,
And
but she's not a ghost.
And whether
She's not
she
earthbound.
chooses to, she may choose to come back periodically just to be here.
Okay, yeah, so she's
That's
not a
what-
ghost.
Yeah,
So she's one of those coming and going folk.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would think so, yeah.
The fellow with the wheelchair used to, I feel, very, very strongly. And he's so strong, I can't tell whether he's earthbound or not. The feelings are so strong. So that's why it would be good to do a circle to tell that for sure. So we need to do the circle.
Okay.
Can you leave that older lady behind?
Oh, yes.
Or bring her with us if you want to.
I just heard that she would enjoy that.
I am a light and a miracle, shine my light. I am a light and a miracle, shine my light. Shine my light, shine my light. Shine my light, shine my light. I am a light and a miracle, shine my light. I am a light and a miracle, shine my light. Shine my light, shine my light. Shine my light, shine my light. Visualize the white light beam coming from the lighthouse which we have constructed with our minds in the center. You are a light and a miracle, shine your light. You are a light and a miracle, shine your light. Shine your light, shine your light. Shine your light, shine your light. You are a light and a miracle, shine your light. You are a light and a miracle, shine your light. Shine your light, shine your light. Shine your light, shine your light. You are a light and a miracle, shine your light. You are a light and a miracle, shine your light. Shine your light, shine your light. Shine your light, shine your light.
We were just talking about spirits that come in with clothing and different piece dresses or jewelry. Shoes.
Everything.
Anybody come in here with it? With a piece of clothing?
Ah, yes. It's a voice here coming in the spirit box.
Welcome.
Now that we've shifted to FM, we're getting much better reception. We'll have to remember that tomorrow. Did you hear that?
Speak.
Yes. Will you speak to us? Again? That sounded like a man to me. And I know when I was here last time that there's a waiter. Are you the waiter? I couldn't determine. Can you speak a little louder? I may have to get a speaker with this. And that was a radio station, I think. Could you speak again, please? It may be helpful to notice which frequency where we hear the voice, and then keep it on that frequency. But it moves so fast, it's hard to do.
That was 35, I think.
But I think that was music.
Oh.
That was not. Did you hear that?
It sounded like a click kind of thing.
I heard a woman's voice.
Oh, okay. I heard it was different.
That was a man. Now let's watch and see where we see the frequencies. I think it was somewhere around 88. Hello? Right about 92. Did you hear that? And that sounded like the male to me.
Somebody's been saying hi to us.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell us your name? You said it was fun. Thought I might have been Reggie. Can you tell us your name again? Is somebody standing behind me?
Mother and daughter, Diane and Jenny Doran, spent quite a bit of time up in what looked like an attic, but it was actually the prop room up above and behind the stage. And they were looking for orbs, sort of like globes of energy that glow. Jenny was quite sensitive to this, and she could actually see them. And when she photographed them, sometimes they came out on film. Now, she showed me a couple that she had, and I would like to show them to you on my film, but I can't because I couldn't get close enough to see the screen on her small camera. Hopefully, she'll send me some of these images before I go to production with this. But it was quite something to see these globes of energy up there in the prop room. Now, one might think, gee, why can they do it and I can't? Well, everybody knows how to throw a ball pretty much, but how many people can strike out someone like Derek Jeter or one of the big sluggers in the major leagues? So some people are just much better at it than others.
We are getting a fair amount of voices, though. Another hi. Hi to you too. Can you tell us your name? Is this Jason? Benjamin? Can you speak to me, Benjamin? Can you talk a little louder? I can't make it out. What's Code Red?
Maybe a play. I'd have to get the playlist out.
Okay, because I just heard Code Red.
It may be.
I don't want to take too long to zero in on anything from a mediumship perspective, because we can do that when we're in the circle. Will you come with us to the circle and speak to us? Charles again.
Did you say Charles?
Yes, I did.
Huh?
I said Charles again. Charles was yesterday. I thought Charles yesterday. There's a Charles here now. And for some reason, Charles has some sort of a connection with Abraham Lincoln. Liked him or read about him a lot. Either that or his face is shaped like it, because I'm getting Abraham Lincoln picture with Charles in my mind. You like Carl Sandburg? Charles liked Carl Sandburg.
I don't.
And Carl Sandburg wrote about Lincoln. So Diane is here with the EMF meter. She's looking for changes in temperature, because sometimes the change in the temperature will indicate that there's a manifestation happening. It's hard to tell.
I felt like they said Susan.
I did hear that, yes.
Because I heard it before you came in, and then you came in.
Yes.
Makes me happy. Does.
I'm also hearing Rupert. That's interesting. Rupert, that's not a common name at all.
No.
The only Rupert I know or ever heard of really was Rupert Sigurdsson. But I'm hearing Rupert in this space.
I think Jenny's had a few names.
She's had some names come in? Woohoo!
Yeah, when she was in the lower seating area, somebody's they're claiming stop. I'm just warmer near the light bulbs.
Well, I think you would expect that.
Yeah.
So you're not really picking up any change in the temperature.
It was 53.9,
And now it's
and now it's
55.7.
55.7.
Is that significant to this?
2 points.
2 points.
Let me see what it is back out in the hall.
Yeah, we're gonna compare. I was getting Harriet Tubman here in this
Really?
room. I was getting Harriet Tubman. First I was thinking it was Harriet, but then I kept hearing that song, the Underground Railroad song. So I have a sense that it might have been a play or something similar to that that was put on here, and that the props stuff was made in this room for that. So it's quite interesting. To me, it is.
I wonder if that ties into my dream at all.
Exactly. because of the dream you had last night. That's why I'm telling you that. But you knew that, didn't you?
Put it all together, yes.
Oftentimes when we're working on an investigation, we'll have dreams the night before that apply to what has happened at the site that we're going to, or when we're meditating, something will come in meditation about the site that we're going to, and we just ask our guides to give us information about the place that we're going to. So we might have a dream about it, or a phrase might pop in, or we might see a visual. And she had another dream last night about somebody walking from one side of the room to the other room with their leg chained.
Yeah, just walking along casually, and then all of a sudden the left leg couldn't go forward at all, like there was a rope or a chain around it.
So I don't know if that was part of the projection or not, but that's kind of
It's
interesting.
so hard because so many stories.
Oh, maybe you can
And,
check it out
yeah.
at some point.
Yeah, then there was another one where I was part of a group, and the whole group couldn't move. First it was just me walking and couldn't get going, especially that left leg. And then it was a whole group that was just stuck. Couldn't move.
Interesting.
It is.
Yep. So we'll ask for more information about that. And we are going to sit in the circle again. And we haven't gone across the street yet either. So we've gotten a lot of
It's gone down,
information in this room.
And we're going to raise the energy now, because we're going to start this circle. So, it'll keep your hands warm.
Yeah, well, okay.
But friction also helps to raise the vibration. Okay. So you can rub your leg on the fabric of your pants, or you can do this. It helps to raise the vibration. And I'm going to ask my spirit guides or healing guides to be present in this circle today. Anyone else want to say, invite in your spirit guides or healing guides?
I'd like to invite in Archangel Michael to help us today.
I'd also like to bring in my gatekeeper to assist in the process, because he seems to be able to bring in a lot of energy. So come on in. Okay. Anyone else? I ask that we be surrounded by the highest quality of crystalline white light that's available in this space and in this time. We are here for the purpose of communicating with the spirits that inhabit Lakewood Theater. Those of you who are here for funsies, and any of you who might be here because you feel as if you have no place else to go. We'd like to talk with you and find out about you and what you used to do here, whether you used to work here or be in a play here, or whether you just come here for the energy or sightseeing. We'd love to hear from you in the circle today. We'd especially like to hear from Blaine and Grant and Benjamin and Charlie.
Milton.
And Milton, yes, do not forget
I
Milton.
know that.
Milton came in yesterday too, I think. I know Charlie came in yesterday. Because I kept thinking Milton Berle yesterday, and it wasn't. I knew it was Milton, but not the Berle. So I'm going to ask us to sing, to raise the vibration a little bit, and I think they actually had Christian services in here too. That surprises me, because I'm hearing somebody, when I said I'm going to suggest that we sing, I heard someone singing, "Walk along life's pathway with Jesus in your heart." And I'm not even sure what particular, it's some sort of Protestant hymn, but what denomination, I don't know. So that's very interesting to me. Did you have a show here with hymns in it as part of the show?
I heard a little girl say, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This person, this Granville person feels like, well, he's old-timey. He's got a beard. He's got a long beard, so he's old, and he's not a hippie. So he's old-timey. I would go 1880s probably with this person. He's a ways back, quite a ways back, and has a long beard, which is reddish brown, and short reddish brown hair on the top, and light eye color. There is a picture that has been painted of this man, and he's standing in the picture, and he kind of looks like perhaps he has his hand on the back of a chair. Thin, fairly, I thought this guy was a medium. That's really interesting to me. Because I just said, he looks slim to me, and I heard, I'm a medium. So, and when I said, are you a size medium? No, he's a medium. So this fellow is a medium. And I feel like would have been coming here to this area and would have been meeting with people in this area. So he comes in. Okay. I'm going to check in with people and see what other people are picking up or hearing.
Some tingling.
Okay. Where?
Waves.
Okay.
The back of my arms.
And that's quite
really
common
light,
to indicate the presence of spirit. So
I'm not seeing anything. Yesterday I did see some things, but right now,
not yet.
When we first started the circle, my calves and shins really hurt. They was aching, but that subsided. Then when we started off, I had a Michael and a Matthew. They seemed to be middle-aged gentlemen who were a couple. They like to play. Like lighthearted.
Oh, yes, okay.
They seemed very jovial, running around.
And did they come here to see the plays as well?
That's all I got from them.
Okay, all right. So I want to suggest that you try to touch in with them again and ask them. So, how about you, Jenny?
There's a woman wearing a brown cloak with like a brown hood on, and she has a little tiny nose. And I think blue eyes.
And where is she located?
I don't know, she's just there.
Okay, so you don't have a sense whether she might be behind you or in the middle of the circle or?
Middle.
In the middle of the circle, okay. All right, and can you get a name with her?
When you said Morgan, I kind of felt like that might have been her.
Okay, okay. In a brown cape? And with a brown hood?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
She's wearing a blue dress because it matches her eyes.
Okay. I just heard, I'm seeing the word Gentinan, blue. It's a specific shade of blue. That's her eyes and the dress. Okay. I don't even know how to say that. I'm seeing the word, and it's not a color that I hear today. So.
The only thing I got so far is just an image of an armadillo and a police car. That's all I got so far.
An armadillo and a police car.
Yeah, an armadillo and a police car. A light blue police car.
Okay. Did you ask whether the armadillo has anything to do with any of the plays, or the police car might have something to do with one of the plays?
No, to me, it was more of it was meant like security. like, with like armadillo secure, policemen are, secure, but that's what I got the sense of,
Okay.
was like, security or security guards.
And then the question to ask is was this your 20s or 30s or in the 1920s or the 1930s?
1920s and 1930s.
Okay, good, thank you.
While they were discussing whether something occurred in the 1920s or the 1930s, I believe it was established to happen in the 1930s, I just happened to notice that up overhead, the main curtain, the purplish colored curtain, the burgundy colored curtain, started to move, and it started to move quite a bit. And I noticed from outside there was no wind blowing, and there seemed to be no air circulating within the building, so I had no idea why that curtain was moving. So I put my camera on it for a while they talked, and for some reason I saw some ropes dangling. They had been moving quite violently, and then as soon as I put the camera on it, they stopped. I don't know what this phenomenon was, but it did happen.
Should I say it?
You're
Somebody
hearing
that
the
has
name.
had fame, that was here before they were famous, that they were a young person, then became famous.
I have mixed feelings about that. It's kind of
So that's why I'm not saying, I'm just,
So I would hold on to that and try to remember that, and then when you later write things down, write down that you thought of that person in the circle, and perhaps someone else will think of them to corroborate that. I wonder why Robert Preston came in, because I feel like this is a little place, and I can't imagine they would have come here to do music meeting.
yeah, because we're
right there.
okay.
You also have a lot of visiting Oz energy around this place, I swear. Just a lot of it. When I went to come down from upstairs, instead of saying, off we go, I think I said something
Yeah,
for
he
the
wants
Wizard
to
of
also
Oz.
do little interviews.
They
with
set
us.
up to see the
I
Wizard.
don't know what to
Oh,
say.
yeah.
So I figured, I'm tune Jenny go first. and I'll figure something out.
Was it ever done here before?
Must be the girl with the
No.
blue.
But there was a connection with the movie to somebody that was here.
Oh, so that's what it's about.
Yeah. So, that,
It's not when you're taking pictures. No? No, no, no. It doesn't look cool, does it? There we go. Anything you want to say besides hi? Did you have to say full? It was a little loud. Any clips in here we can pull up? I'm sorry.
I didn't think.
I didn't. Okay. I started hearing Harry as soon as we walked in the door. And it keeps going back. Keeps going back to Harry. Oh yeah, that would make one heck of a party. I take orb photos, and I've gotten quite a few here. I can see them sometimes. We saw some over on the stage, but I'm better at actually photographing them.
May I ask you a question? Do you sometimes not see them with your eye, but your camera does
Yeah.
see them?
Yeah.
And is it sometimes the other way around, or is it always the camera?
Usually when I see them, I don't really have my camera out. It's when we're in our circles.
Okay. So, but when you do see them, you get photos of them. I saw a couple of the photos, so.
Yeah.
Good. And this is your mom with you?
Yeah.
Good. The mother-daughter team. And what's your,
I do a little bit of this and that. I don't see or capture any orb photos, so Jenny's a big help on that part. But every once in a while I get a name or a sentence in my head, Sometimes I can actually hear it. Other times it just seems to be there. When we're in our circles, sometimes I get information as to people's names or what they look like or why they might be trapped here on this plane. And sometimes I get a feeling or a smell. Sometimes I can feel the energy or somebody's pain in my body. Like if somebody fell down the stairs, I might be able to feel the blow on my own body. And what I especially like to do is called psychopomp, and that's helping the people, the souls that are trapped here, helping kind of like walk them to the other side. And I like to talk to them and kind of see what might be holding them back. Sometimes I sing them a song, or maybe hold their arm or hand, and gently kind of urge them along so that they can cross over to the other side.
I noticed that during the circle, Adita seems to use music as a connection. She hears songs that somehow connect her with the person that she's trying to make. Do you also hear this music as well? Either one of you?
I didn't today, but she especially picked up a lot of it today because of the theater.
Yeah.
So you don't yourselves hear the music as Adita does, but sometimes you do?
Sometimes I might get a phrase or a feeling.
Oh, okay.
Like, we keep picking up a lot of like Wizard of Oz type things today.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi, I'm Mike. I've been doing this with the A-Team for about a year now. What I do is I'll do a little bit of technical stuff. I take some pictures and do a little video here and there. And the other stuff I do as far as I do a little bit of mediumship and a little bit of shaman. Then I feel it like far as names. I see pictures. I see like figures, what they're dressed in. I also sometimes will smell, you can smell different things. I can feel, sense, like I'm empathic. And that's pretty much kind of sums it up what I do, I guess.
You kind of do a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Correct, a little bit of everything.
Just try to make contact with people that are not specifically with us on this plane anymore.
Correct, yeah. Just basically someone, help try to, we do like a redirection circle, which the ones that want to cross over don't know how to. We try to help them cross over, and we just kind of find out why they're here, do they want to cross over, or why they are here, or who they want to talk to or see, or if they have any messages. A lot of times, like if I'm doing like Reiki and stuff, I can actually get images of animals or people that may want to leave a message for the person.
So this last couple of days you were here at Lakewood Theater, the complex.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of feelings that you take some stock in here?
Great, yeah, I got some feelings as far as like some places were real joyful and happy and other places were sad. I got pictures of like different people, different names that may have been here, that may have performed here. And it's an interesting place. There's a lot going on, that's for sure.
Well, thank you very much, Mike.
No, thank you.
At the end of the last session, members of the A-Team met in the parking lot and decided to return to Lakewood at a later date and conduct a redirection circle. All agreed that certain spirits at Lakewood were earthbound and wished to move on. The purpose of the redirection circle is to help those bound spirits to free themselves from the Earth's energy field. In other words, a focused redirection circle would set those spirits free. From what I learned from this observation of psychic investigation, paranormal methods are not dealing with hard, cold facts. It's not like baking a cake where all the ingredients are added in exact quantities. It is not a criminal investigation where hard evidence is measured in solid packages. Paranormal science is based on dealing with spirit. The spirit is something we cannot see, touch, or hold in our hand. Spirit can be, for lack of a better word, real freedom. Once all the material world issues can be resolved, the spirit can be free. What we can learn from this is that once we get past our fear and our hatred, we break the bonds of this plane. Until we move beyond our fear and our lack of love, we will never be free, even in this world. Until we learn to love one another unconditionally, we will never truly be free. Freedom can be gained only through love.